Hi, it's me. I know it's been so long since I've done a sit-down video on TikTok. I'm sorry. I moved. I'm starting like a new career, a new job. Like there's just a lot going on. And I'm going back to like there's a lot going on. But I really felt really strongly about this topic. So I'm back to talk about it. And I only have 10 minutes because I told my sister that I'd help her clean. I made a video on TikTok talking about the phone ban and the fact that this school year things have changed as far as phones. You can't have them out in class, but you can have them in the halls, have them at lunch, have them in certain environments. Now you can't have the phone out at all. If they see a phone, you got to put it away. And honestly, I don't think it's that drastic from what it was last year. I think it's definitely going to make a lot of changes. I think we're going to see a lot of either improvements or I honestly think this is a good thing. And that's what I said online. I said, I want your phone to be with you during an emergency. I think that's super important. Having it away and not seen maybe in your back pocket or in your backpack. I'm not sure which each school's individual policy is, but the point is have your phone during an emergency, but you can't have it out during any part of the school day. And that's how I did school. That's how I did the majority of my school life. I didn't have a phone till I was 18. So my whole school life, I didn't have a phone. I was the only one. And I don't want this to be about like, well, I did it, so you got to do it too. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. If something is better, if something improves the overall school environment, then I'm for it. If like we didn't have the tablets that you guys have, we didn't have some of the technology you guys have now, we didn't have some of the resources, and I didn't have access to a phone throughout school. And now that I'm saying that I think that it's actually going to have a positive effect on students, not using AI for classwork assignments, not having to do things and having to like not have the phone be a distraction at all, because even with the phones not being allowed in class, they were there and they were still being used. Like it's hard to kind of mandate that. But if you have a school-wide ban where you can't have your phone out at all, there's certain places where you can, certain places where you can't. We're getting rid of all that. It's just not me, but like it's no phones, just no phones out at all. And it makes it way easier to kind of streamline it. It's way easier to conduct that, like just no phone. Like sometimes you get like that's a very wishy-washy. The lines get blurred. The point is, if you see a student with a phone out looking at it, that's not allowed. And when I said that I think that this could be a good thing, or that within 2 months, I don't think it's going to feel as abnormal. I think it's going to feel fine. Usually when you were done with your work in class, you could pull out your phone, but now you're going to have to do something else. You're going to have to figure out something else to do. And I suggest reading a book. I suggest coloring or working on art or finishing other class assignments. But I hope this encourages kids to read more, because it made the school day fly by for me. And I'm a big advocate for people reading. It increases empathy. It increases vocab, overall intelligence. The empathy one is the one that really gets me. Like, it's proven. It increases your empathy. And what we need is students who are empathetic, students who care about people in other parts of the world who they can't see and they don't relate to. I want you to be able to empathize. Like, it is such a valuable skill. And the skills that you gain by reading different stories, reading about the lives of different people, the knowledge that you gain is so important. And I think it should be encouraged more. And I think if the phone is out of the equation, again, except for in school emergencies, I think that's you'll be forced to pick up a book. Like, I didn't have a phone. You know how many books I read? I wrote a book. Are you kidding me? Where's my book? It's over there. By the way, guys, I wrote a book. I haven't been on, that's another reason why I haven't been on YouTube. I have been focusing on promotion and getting the rollout done, and just like that didn't include, if you see like a fly, I'm having a fly issue in here. We're gonna fix that. But yes, I have some comments here. I don't want to make this video too long, but I have some comments by some people who kind of disagreed with my message. I feel like overall I emphasized the point. I want you to have your phone during an emergency. I want you to be safe. I want you to be able to contact who you need to contact. If your boss is calling you, if your parent is calling you, speak to your teacher. Ask to walk out so you can talk on the phone. Like if you have a reasonable teacher, you should be able to do these things. And if you're finding that it's a problem, then you need to go to the front. Like, there are ways. And I had someone say, listen, I'm not trying to attack anybody, but generally I pay attention before the phone ban, and my phone was on the table if the teachers were engaging me properly. If they weren't, I'm gonna go on my phone because I'm bored and I'm not learning because they're not teaching me properly. That was a comment that was left on the video that I made on TikTok, basically saying all the things that I just said. But yeah, I wrote read a book question mark. And I don't want to sound like, you know, like a douche. Like, I don't want to sound like someone who's very like, read then. Like, I don't like being told what to do, and I don't like, you know, being forced into things. But it's the obvious answer, and I think people know. I don't know if kids are even considering that, like, oh my god, we're gonna be reading books now. Because it is entertainment. It does make the time fly by. Like, I would open a book and suddenly my period was over because I was just so wrapped up. And I think it's a good thing. Like, I genuinely do. And I said, if you're bored and in your learning environment and you feel that you are not being taught properly, then engage your own education. Reading will do that for you. Any skill, life lesson, history, or science can be found in a myriad of books. Especially now when books are being banned, it is so important to get your hands on the books they don't want you reading. I agree with that 100%. Like, there's so many things that you could be doing, but reading is such a big one. Like, it's entertaining, you learn stuff, you gain empathy, you gain skills. It's so good, and no teacher will be upset with you if you pull out a book. No, like, I hope this creates genuinely good readers, and I hope I'm not creating a hatred, like oh, I'm not doing that, you know. But after like a couple of months of not having your phone and just sitting there, like, there's going to be more daydreaming happening. There's going to be more creativity happening. There's going to be more willingness to pay attention. There's going to be more like hands up. There's going to be more engagement. There's going to be more reading and writing and art. And like, it's going to be like, oh, and I'm not saying like it is that dang phone, but it kind of is that dang phone. Like, you can have your phone after school on the bus ride. Like, you'll be all right having like a pause and being able to work on school during the day. It's a learning environment, not a I'm bored and I'm just going to distract myself environment. I understand not every teacher is going to engage with you. Not every teacher is going to be the best teacher or super entertaining, or if you feel like you're learning valuable skills from them. I understand all of that. And I still think that that's better than, I think you being bored is a good thing. Like, I think there's tons of studies on how being bored engages the mind, and I can tell you that's true. For the amount of road trips, the amount of church services I've been through where I'm just off in space. Like, as a kid who my mother used to punish me by sending me to the corner and to stare at a wall, she said it was never a punishment for me because of how entertained I would be in my own mind. Like, it was the amount of control that I had over the universes that I created. And I think other students can have that too. And this is so numbing to that. And I don't want to be anti-phone. Obviously, a lot of my career's on my phone. Like, I love TikTok and I love YouTube and I love all these things. So I don't want to be anti-phone. I just want to be like, I want to be pro education and pro reading and pro stories and imagination, all these things. I have another person say, I have 0 friends. I just moved to a new school, which I emphasize. I live in an area with highly school threats near me. So without my phone, I feel completely unsafe and completely alone. Does that sound like something that's really a good thing? And I think they were just upset because they are now going to be put in a place where they're probably going to be in the lunchroom where they're going to look around and they can't be on their phone, so they can't just sit and be on their phone. They're going to have to either sit next to people or just sit alone and, I don't know, stare at their hands. That's another instance where I'm like, as someone who has gone through that and didn't have a phone for years, like, I would sit alone at a cafeteria. I would write, I would draw, I would read books. I would just like take a little nap. Like, I didn't have any friends in that school year. And I just had to sit alone. And like, even the guidance counselor was concerned about me, but I was fine. And I was genuinely like, I'm fine. I don't want to sit with anyone. It's fine. And I chose that for myself. But as someone who's moving to a new school, who has 0 friends, who feels unsafe, like, you'll have your phone with you. You just won't have it out. That is literally that's it. They're not going to take your phone from you at the beginning of every day. Like, maybe your school is different. And if that's true, please correct me. But you will have your phone. So if there's an emergency, you'll be able to contact who you need to contact, which is what's the best thing. You just can't have it out. You're going to have to think of something else. You're going to have to engage with people. And that's kind of what I said. They don't take your phone. You have it in your bag. Unless you go to a school where they are forcing you to hand in your phone every day that you should have, then you should have it during an emergency. Again, I do not own a phone. I did not own a phone my whole school career. We couldn't afford one. Even my sister had one. I found my friends. I found my entertainment, which was books and art, and I did well in school. Of course, I want you to have your phone with you for emergencies. And I do say that multiple times in the video. So the fact that people keep commenting like, what about during emergencies? Like, you didn't watch the video. But it is actually very, I also said, but it's actually very unhealthy to ignore the world around you. And I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I want them to know, like, you're telling me this and I'm telling you, it is still a good thing. Like, it is a good thing that this is happening. Like, it's good for your development. It's good for your social skills. It's actually very unhealthy to ignore the world around you. Social awareness and social skills will deplete if we choose the phone over human interaction. I'm sorry you moved to a new school. You will find your people and you will thrive there too. And that's what I said. I don't know if they read it, and I'm sure if they do read it, they're either gonna respond, they're gonna delete their comment, or they're not gonna like say anything. But there's more comments like that, and I just want people to know, like, like, I still stand by it being a good thing. I don't want to be a jerk. I will always stand in students' corner when there's a teacher out of line, when there's a school out of line, when things are not in your favor, but this is in your favor. Like, it has been a long time since I've agreed with any sort of ban, but this is in your favor. And I think that, like, of course you don't see that now. All you've ever known is when you have nowhere to look, you will look at your phone. And as someone who's experienced everyone being on their phone, and I'm the only one with that one, which is a completely different experience than what you have. If everyone's not gonna have a phone, everyone had a phone and I didn't have one. I figured it out. And I think that, and I'm not the only case. I'm sure there was other kids who also did not have phones for one reason or another, or their parents didn't allow one, or they couldn't afford one, which was my case. Like, they also did fine. And I don't want to be like, oh, because I went through it, you have to go through it. I don't agree with that. But I know the benefits. And I think that, I don't even know if this law is technically is even like thinking about the benefits, but there are. And you will have to engage with people. You will have to say hello. You will have to, like, if you want friends, you will have to pick up a book. You will have to, like, find hobbies. You will be a more well-rounded person because of this experience. And those who, like, thrived with phones in school, like, I'm sorry, but you will still have your phone out of school. You will still be able to make your TikToks with your friends when school's over. Like, you'll still have it. Like, it'll be okay. And, like, that's what I'm trying to say. It'll be okay. Like, I know we're all upset right now, but it'll be okay. And it'll be good. Like, you go to school and your phone's away. Like, you're not worried about what's going on. You're not gonna break your neck and, like, be 30 with, like, a hunchback. You will be okay. And that's really what I want to get down to. You will be okay. And you'll be better than okay. You will be thriving. But yeah, there's some really amazing books. I recommend The Book Thief. If you read The Book Thief, you're gonna get through that and you're gonna be like, wow. I recommend, if you live in Florida, I recommend one of my favorite books, which is A Land Remembered. We had to read that in class, and everyone in my class sped through that thing because it was so good. I have a book out called Bonds. If you like coloring, there's tons of coloring books for adults that a teenager can use. There's a lot of journals that you can pick up and start writing your thoughts. That's going to be fun. There's going to be so much creativity. So many kids are going to be inspired to actually participate in clubs. They're going to discover things that they actually like. They're like, whoa, I actually like this thing. Like, maybe, like, there's a photography club or culinary club, or some kids are going to do theater, because it's so easy to just sit and do nothing and be on your phone. It is so easy. It's actually the easiest thing ever. Trying to do a hard thing is going to build you. It's going to grow you, and I want that for you. Like, it's like having your child stunted because you're sheltering them and you're not allowing them to fall a few times, or you're not allowing them to climb, or you're not allowing them to do anything. You're carrying them all the time, and now they're 5-6 years old. You guys are being carried. You guys are being, like, cuddled. And, you know, again, I don't want to say that this generation sucks or whatever, because I don't believe that. I think you guys are incredible and you're going to change the world. I believe that. I've met you. Oh my God, you're going to change the world and you're going to do incredible things. And I believe that wholeheartedly. But this is kind of a push in a good direction. It's a good thing. It's like a kid too afraid to drive, so they just don't do it and they just Uber everywhere. Like, that's not a solution, especially if this is something you need to do. Like, of course you could just Uber for the rest of your life, but it would be important for you to learn how to drive, and it'd be a good thing. Like, it's just a lot of good. Even if you don't agree with me, in this moment. I'm really excited to see how the rest of the school year goes. And again, if there's an emergency, I want you to have your phone and I want you to use it. And I'm sure the school understands that as well. If they don't, whoa. But yeah, that's everything. I'm sorry if you're upset with me. I just think this is the I didn't make the if it helps, I didn't make the rule. I didn't make the rule, but I think it's good.